pinch of this and a dash of that, pumpkin soup. We're going to start off by roasting our pumpkin. Roasted pumpkin soup just has delicious flavor. Here I have this beautiful looking pumpkin, and I started by, I cheated a little bit before the video started and tried to cut out the top, so all around, and take that off. That'll make it easier to cut up the rest of your pumpkin. Now, we're just going to cut this pumpkin in half. It'll be easier to work with. Voila. And now I'm going to scoop out all the pumpkin seeds. You may want to save that for later because you can roasted pumpkin seeds, a very tasty snack. Now what I did is I cut up my pumpkin and seeded it out and put it in a cookie sheet. And it's a good idea to line the cookie sheet with, say, tin foil. It makes cleanup much easier. Now I'm going to take some olive oil and I'm going to drizzle on top of the pumpkins pieces, just like that. Just drizzle. And use your hands as long as it's clean. Kind of rub that in there. Make sure it gets all around. Makes your pumpkin very happy. Give it a little massage right there. And I am going to now just season it after I clean my hands. I'm going to season it with some pepper and some salt. So when it roasts, it will have some nice flavors cooking up in there. Make sure you get everybody nice and generous. A little salt. Now I'm going to also take some garlic cloves. I didn't peel them, and they're still in their skin, but they separated. And I have a good 8 or 9 cloves. And I'm just going to stick them right down in here between the pumpkin pieces and stick it in the oven for 450 degrees, about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. You just have to make sure the pumpkin is fork tender, and that will be done. Your garlic cloves, though, will be done quicker than your pumpkin, so check on them every 15 minutes so they don't burn. You want them soft but not burned. So we'll be right back. As you can tell, my pumpkin is out of the oven and it has beautiful color. It is now fork tender. When you stick a fork, it comes out very tenderly. It's been about 45 minutes in there, and in the meantime, you want it to cool down. It'll be easier for you to peel if it's cool. So cut up an onion and a fresh garlic clove, put some butter, and add it inside of a pot. And inside this pot, I sauteed the butter and the onion until it was translucent. I added a little bit of my chicken broth in there and just let it cook down a little bit. That helps the onion. So we're going to take our pumpkin pieces here, and you can see that it peels really easily. You could probably do this with your hands, or you can use a knife, either way, in smaller chunks to handle, and it just comes right off. So you will peel your pumpkin from the skin and just put chunks of that into your pot. And do you remember our fresh roasted garlic that we had done? I peeled them. I just want to show you. If you come a little closer, you can see. This is what it looked like out of the oven. And look how easy the skin comes off, see? And now you have this delicious, nice roasted piece of garlic. And we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 into our pot. So I'm going to cut up the rest of this pumpkin, put it in here, and we'll cover it up with some chicken stock and cook it down for about a half hour on the stove. Now my soup has been simmering. As you can tell by looking in here, I've also added some carrots into the pumpkin soup. And it's been cooking for now a good 45 minutes, and everybody's all nice and happy in there. The next step is quite easy, but it'll take some time. I'm going to use my little ladle, and you're going to take the pulp and some juice and carrots and the onions, and everything in there, and just put it into a blender. You don't want to overfill your blender because it'll be a big mess. You could also do this in a food processor. Now I'm going to cover this. When you cover your blender, the top has these ridges that are open. Make sure that they're not where the spout is, because when you turn this on, hot liquid will splue through there and it will not be pretty. And I know this because I've done that before. I'm just sharing a little fact with you. And then you can just put a towel over there. That'll help also. And then blend it up. I put the pumpkin mixture back into the pan and into the pot and put it back on the stove. And now it's been simmering for just a few minutes. This is a good time to taste test to see if you need to add more salt and pepper. So I'm just going to give it a little taste. It has good flavor, but it really could use a little bit more salt and some more pepper. I think that should do it. I'm going to mix that all in. And at this point, I'm going to add some cream into it. Make it nice and rich and creamy. Just mix that in. And because I cook Italian a lot, I'm going to add some fresh Parmesan cheese, which I know sounds a little silly, but telling you, it does have really nice flavor to your pumpkin soup. Just a nice handful and mix that in and cook that down just a little bit. And now our pumpkin soup is done. It's ready to serve. You just let that cook just a little bit and you are good to go. Put it in a pretty bowl, put it in a pretty cup, just pour that in. And if you want to, you can garnish it with some parsley on the top, some extra cream swirled around to make it pretty, whatever you want, so long as you have fun in the kitchen. Until next time, enjoy your pumpkin soup.